There are loads and loads of reasons for not exercising. And while I can't address most of them, I can address two of them. Not having the equipment to do them, and not knowing how to do them. The exercise in question today is the squat. What I consider to be, if not the most, one of the most important exercises anyone can do, period. The squat can be broken down into 3 easy moves: the pullback, knees over toes, and the drop. You do the pullback by first getting into a nice and stable position. Now I find the easiest way to do this is just rock on my feet until they naturally come to a equilibrium point. And this is about shoulder distance to me. Now notice, I'm not doing this, I'm not going high knee. My feet are barely off the ground right now. They're just pacing back and forth. And then once you have found that nice stable position for your feet, go ahead and orient your toes so they're pointed just slightly away from your body, like so. So they're not like this, but they're like that. I want you to imagine that someone is grabbing you by the pants and pulls you back. Hence the name, pullback. Because I have found that when people try to just stick their butt behind them, they tend to overcompensate and push their chest forward. And so instead, just imagine someone is pulling you backwards. When that happens, the key to this is that you're going to keep your chest oriented above your feet. If I were to drop an imaginary string from my chest, it would drop to about there, which is the idea. After the pullback comes knees over toes, where you are going to move your knees over your toes. So left knee over left toe, and right knee over right toe. I consider knees over toes to be the hardest step, because doing this, pushing your knees forward and your butt further backwards, requires you to be doing 2 different things at once, and it's the first time that your glute is really going to become engaged. And engaging your glute hurts a lot. Once you finish step 2, first, congratulations. Second, now it's time for the really painful bit to start, which is that final drop down. Now the final drop is definitely going to be really painful, because as you go further and further down, from up here at the knees over toes position, to where parallel to the ground would be, to past parallel, it gets really painful really fast. But don't let that deter you from going all the way down, because even though it hurts a lot more, the results you get from those squats that are further down are just so much better than the results you get from doing a more shallow squat. And I like to think that that extra pain is worth it, considering that the results you get are almost night and day different. Just working your way down to the point where it's going to start to hurt a lot already hurts a little bit. And so you're already experiencing some sort of pain. You might as well just drop the rest of the way, assuming it's safe, of course, and finish the squat. And as you get better and better at doing squats, you will find that the pain doesn't necessarily go away, but it's much more easy to cope with. By not going all the way down, you're just making a big mistake. While I'm already on mistakes, I'll go ahead and address 2 more: postural problems and balance issues. I never personally had these issues, but my mom did. And I had to address them about a year ago when I was teaching her how to squat. She didn't have the strength necessary to stabilize her upper body when she was bent over. And so her shoulders just concaved inwardly. And when her shoulders did that, her back then bent very severely as a result. Obviously, I had to address these problems, and I did so with this. Meat Sticky. And yes, that is actually its name. You see, I found Sticky by literally just walking over to a pile of wood we had lying around and saying, "Here you go, put this on your back." When in place like this, your shoulders are locked backwards, meaning that I only had to address the issue with keeping her back flat, which is a whole lot easier than dealing with back alignment and shoulders at once. If you're having problems balancing, then you need to address some sort of alignment issue. Make sure that your starting position is nice and stable. Go ahead and feel free to just rock back and forth for 5 or 10 minutes if you have to. Remember that as you were rocking, this shouldn't be a difficult task. You should be able to do this, in fact, while talking to a camera and not really thinking about where my feet are going because it's just a very natural, rhythmic way of moving. If there aren't any problems with your starting position, then the issue is going to be somewhere within the squat itself. If it is somewhere within the squat, then find it by rocking back and forth and just working your way down the squat. And if you find that you're too far forward, then as you go forward, you're gonna fall forward all of a sudden. Then go back to that exact same point and figure out where your body is, where your chest is, in relationship to your waist and your feet. If you're having a problem keeping your back nice and straight, then go and find something like sticky. You go ahead and put it on your back so that your shoulders are pulled back. And in a normal starting, stop, but Dougie! Hey, Carly! Hey! From here, stand in a normal starting position, like so. And then go ahead and stick the butt out. And then lean forward, not much, a little bit. And then from here, you're gonna feel for a pain. Now, not a bad pain, but a muscle pain. And it's gonna be directly behind your stomach, right there. That's where your lower back is. Go ahead and just take your hand and just literally palm it. That should be tight right now. Random wardrobe change. It's not at all that I accidentally forgot to film the outro or anything. Anyways, if you have any questions or comments about how to squat, feel free to leave a comment below. And if you could, please share this with all your friends. It would mean a lot to me and would help me out a bunch. That's all I have for you now, so I'll see you next time when I cover what I call the lean and holds.